Good evening once again, guys. Tonight we're going to start our discussion on how to forecast financial statements. Hopefully, guys, by Wednesday we will be able to complete all of this. Okay, so that we are able to finish already module 3, and then next year, January, when we resume classes, we will go to module number 4. Okay, so we have here 4 worksheets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 worksheets to work on. The first one is just the objectives. So for tonight, we're going to learn first, and then the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. The 6 objectives. Okay, so how is sales forecasted? That's our first objective for tonight. Or for that matter, how is forecasting done? It could be sales, or it could be any amount, okay, any variable. For our purposes, because we're forecasting financial statements, so what we forecast first is the income statement, and the first item, the first account that appears in the income statement is the sales or the revenues. So we will learn how to forecast sales different ways, and we're going to by Wednesday we're going to learn how to forecast, so how to come up with a pro forma financial statement for the income statement and the balance sheet. Okay, we're going to use circular references to forecast these 2 financial statements. And tonight we're going to learn how to use the trend function, do a regression analysis, and determine if a variable is statistically significant in a regression analysis. So these are our objectives for tonight. Okay, if you have any questions in the course of our discussion, please feel free to ask your question. Okay, so let me. Okay. So let's start our discussion with 1A forecasting. Okay, so we're given the sales figure for 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21. What we'd like to do is to forecast our sales using different methods. Okay, the first method that we're going to look at is, so what is the predicted sales? Okay, so that's just right here for 2022 using the following methods. Except for this, where we're asked for the predicted sales for 2022, 23, and 24. Okay, so using the naive forecast, would you know what will be the forecasted sales for 2023? Anyone? Have you heard of the naive forecast? What's the naive forecast? How is forecast done if we're using the naive method, naive forecast? Okay, Ian, thank you. Yes?
Is this where you base your base it from the previous forecast long, sir?
Yes, correct. Thank you, Ian. Very good. Very good, Ian. Thank you so much for your answer. That's correct. So using the naive forecast, yung forecast natin will be equal to the previous figure. So since our previous figure is sales of 2021, so that will be our forecast for. Let me just also get this so that you can see what's the formula. Okay, so this is just equal to C8. Naive forecast, as Ian said, you forecast your account or your variable depending on what was the most recent figure. So since we're forecasting 2022, the most recent figure is 2021. So it's 3850. Okay. All right. Then we have another method. We can forecast the sales for 2022 using the average growth rate for the past 5 years. Now, when you say the past 5 years, it actually means the past 4 periods. Okay, 4 periods yan. Bakit? Kasi kahit na 5 years to, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, there are actually 4 growth rates here. No? Kasi we're going to compare 2018 and 2017. That's one growth rate. 2019 and 2018, that's another growth rate. 2020 and 2019, another growth rate. 21 and 2020, that's another growth rate. So there are only actually four periods or four growth periods. No? So let's get the average growth rate here. And you know, guys, that the growth rate is simply the most current value divided by the past minus 1. Okay, so I'm sure what you learned in either your high school or even your other subjects in college is that the growth rate is simply equal to the difference between the present value or the current value minus the previous divided by the previous. That's okay. It's the same. However, in Excel, it's easier to use this. The current minus divided by the previous minus 1. Because if we use the current minus previous parentheses, then divided by the previous, we will have to use parentheses to do that in Excel. So for purposes of facilitating our computation, we just use the easier formula for growth rate. Okay, so let's change this into percentage. And then maybe, okay, put there some decimal places. Okay, so this one, guys, the growth rate is 11%, and we can just easily copy this down. Okay. So we now have the figures for the growth rate for 2018 to 2019, and that's 12%. 2019 to 20, that's 46%. That this registers the highest growth rate for these four periods. And then for 2020 to 21, the growth rate was 12.18%. Okay, therefore, given this growth rate, we can now get the average. So since we're told that the growth rate that we're going to use is the average growth rate for the past four periods there. Okay, so let me also make this 14. Okay, so let's put here the oops. We use to be consistent with this one. Okay, so 20.30, that's the average growth rate. Okay, for the past four periods or for the past 5 years. So we can now compute for the our predicted sales for 2022, and that will be equal to the previous. Okay, and then we let it grow by 1 plus our average growth rate. Okay, so the previous sales, and then we let it grow by the average growth rate, and that gives us 46. Okay, let's copy the format there. 4631. Okay, 4.6 million. That's our predicted sales using the average growth rate. Okay, so any questions, guys? Kindly chat, please, if you got the average growth rate so far. I would want, guys, I would appreciate feedback from the class. Okay, so I copied the formula here so that you can easily find it. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, good. Okay, good. Okay, as I said, guys, I like this class because usually I get 100% participation from the class. Okay, that means you follow along, you work on the worksheet, and that says a lot about this class. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, mukhang wala namang questions. So unless, guys, may mga questions, feel free to chat or feel free to raise your hands. I appreciate, guys, asking questions. Let's give a few more seconds for for others who might be having some issues about solving the forecasted sales for 2022 using the average growth rate. So kailangan makompute muna natin yung average growth rate. Okay. I think okay na tayo, no? All right. Again, may I have your answer to this question, guys? Who among you have used the growth rate called CAGR? Pakichat na lang please kung yes or no so that I know how to attack this problem. Kasi this growth rate is very important. We call it CAGR, no? Compound Annual Growth Rate. Kindly chat please kung yes or no, kung na-meet yun na yung CAGR na yan. Okay, a few more. Let's wait for your classmates. A few more responses. In response to my question, have you used this measure before yung CAGR na to? Okay, let's see. Okay, good, good. So no, 100% no. Familiar lang. Thank you, Shello. Okay, so almost 99.99% of you said no. That's good because that's an opportunity to learn. Okay, so this is the CAGR, guys. CAGR is compound annual growth rate. So how do we compute for this? So let's start with the relationship between future value and present value. You know this, diba? We learned this in our time value of money, that the relationship between the future value is equal to the present value multiplied by a compound factor, 1 plus r raised to the t. Okay, now what we're interested in here is to solve for r. So how do we solve for r? Okay, so let me just, okay. Okay, andito na yan, ano? So what we can do in order to solve for r is to transpose yung PV. So magiging FD over PV times our compound factor. Okay, and then how do we have to remove T. We have to cancel T out so that R can be isolated. So how do we now cancel T? Just by the basic rule of exponentiation. Okay, we raise everything by 1 over T. So raise the left-hand side by 1 over T, raise the right-hand side by 1 over T also, so that T times 1 over T, so that cancels out, di ba? So maka-cancel out na yung exponent natin, ito na lang matitira. And of course, the last step is just to transpose yung 1 natin to the other side. That leaves us R with the right-hand side. Okay, that's already also in your notes, no? I typed it for you. So that's future value over present value raised to the 1 over T minus 1, that's equal to R. And that R is called your CAGR. Okay? So I'd like you to compute, guys, for your CAGR. Dito. Lagay ko siya dito, ha? Okay. So yan yung formula ng CAGR, guys, no? Okay, yan. Gamitin nyo nga siya dito, guys. Could you kindly compute for your CAGR? Using the formula. I'll give you a few seconds. So use the formula in order to come up with your CAGR. Pause share muna ako. Okay, and I'm getting a 19.46%. So sige nga, guys, let me see if you get the figure. Of course, na-truncate yan, ano? It should be more than that. Naka 2 decimal places lang siya. If you got it, guys, kindly chat yes. If you're having difficulty generating the 19.46%, okay, after a few seconds, guys, I'll once again ask you, kindly chat no. It's okay, guys, kung hindi nyo nakuha, no? No problem yun. We're here to learn. Okay, so kindly chat please guys kung yes or no. You're just following the formula. That should be very easy to implement. Okay, paki-chat nga please kung yes. Yes if you got the answer or no if you didn't get it. So that I'll be guided. Kasi kung nag-yes na kayo lahat, then hindi ko na masyado i-discuss siya kasi nag-yes na pala kayo. Okay, please, waiting for your response now. Kindly chat yes, if okay, no, if not okay. Wala pang chat. Waiting for your chat now, guys. Okay lang kung hindi nyo nakuha. Just type no. If you got it, kindly chat yes, please. 19.46. Okay, let's wait for the others. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, no, no. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Thank you. Ian, may question. Ano yung question mo, Ian? Have a run through ulit po. Okay. Which one? Which particular cell?
Sorry, sir. I asked my friend na po, sir. I got it na po.
Okay. Sige. All right. Sige. Okay, so let's solve this, guys. Ito. So, sundan lang natin yung formula natin, di ba? Okay. Ano yung future value natin? So, this is equal to, our future value is ito, no? Last value natin. And then divided by the present value, yung first value natin. Kasi gusto natin makita, guys, yung constant growth rate. And then we raise it to the, so ang exponent sa exo, di ba? Shift 6, no? Caret. 1 over, ano yung t natin, guys? Is it 4 or 5? You can unmute yourself. Anyone, please? What's our t? What's our t, class?
4, sir.
4. Okay, correct, no? Tama. Sino yan? Who answered?
Ian, sir.
Ian, yeah. Thank you, Ian. You're correct, no? 4. So, bakit 4, guys? 5 years to, Take note, guys, ang hinahanap dito, yung periods, number of periods, sabi nga natin dito, di ba? There are 4 periods. This is one growth rate, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in Excel, we can use, okay yan kung madali lang, madali lang bilangin naman, no? Pero kung mahaba yan, you have so many years, then pwede natin ipa-count yan. And then count, guys, leave out 1. No? Just leave out 1 kasi in order to compute for the periods, you have to leave out 1. Okay, so parang parang number of years minus 1. So this now this gives us now 4 periods and then minus 1. Okay, so ganun lang, guys. No? Future value over present value raised to the 1 over t. And gamitin lang natin yung count natin para pabilangin natin. And then minus 1. Just follow the formula. Control Enter. There you go. Let me just increase this first. and is equal to formula para makita nyo lang yung ano yung there. Okay, so that's our CAGR, no? That's our compounded annual growth rate. CAGR natin yan. Okay, let's also, there's another way to compute for your CAGR. Di ba? Ano lang to, rate, no? Rate lang siya. So is equal to rate. Okay, what's our N per, guys? What is our N per? Okay, what's our N per, guys? Parang pareho lang kanina, di ba? Ilang periods yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, or 2021 minus 2017, no? Apat na periods yan. So, count of this one. Okay. So, that's our N per, comma. What is our PMT? Guys, what do I put in PMT? Answer, please, guys. You may raise your hands, guys. What's our PMT? Hello? Anyone? Ano yung PMT natin? May PMT ba yan, guys? May annuity ba tayo dyan? Wala naman tayong annuity dyan, di ba? Right? So ignore, guys. No annuity. These are individual cash flows. Hindi siya tigo 100,000 lahat pare-pareho, no? So that's not an annuity. And then what's our present value? Ito, di ba? Okay, comma. What's our future value? Future value, class? Unmute, please. Unmute or chat. Answer, please. Yes?
Sir, the 3,800,000.
Yes, correct. So that's C8, di ba? Sige, pakilagay nga yung C8, guys. Tapos ignore the type and the guess, ignore it kasi yung type naman, hindi naman to annuity due. Eh, no? What do you get? You should be getting 19.46. Okay, I'm getting 19.46%. How about you guys? Yeah, correct, Angeline. Thank you so much. Did you get 19.46%? If not, guys, then something's wrong with your formula. Maybe you forgot to do something which we already discussed before, something which I told you to be careful with kasi mag-e-error yung answer nyo. Naalala nyo yun kung ano yan, guys? What is that you need to consider, guys, when you put in, yes?
Negative sign, sir.
Correct. Dapat may isang negative dun sa cash flow natin, no? Kung ginawa nyo parehong positive yun, magnanam yan or mag-e-error. Okay? So, you can either make the present values negative or the future values are negative. It doesn't matter, guys. For as long as may isang negative sa cash flow natin. Okay, so we got 19.46%. Therefore, okay, lagyan natin to, guys, ang name. Lagyan lang natin to ng CAGR. So CAGR. Okay, anyone here, guys? Okay, so I gave this name a CAGR, or if you want this one, no problem. Okay, and then we can now compute for the sales. So our sales will be the last figure multiplied by 1 plus our CAGR. So I can just type CAGR there. Okay. And since our CAGR is less than our average growth rate, then we will have a lower forecast using CAGR. Should be getting okay. Let me pause for a while. And once you have computed for your forecasted sales using CAGR, and you don't have any questions, kindly please chat yes na lang. Ibig sabihin clear na so far up to this point. Okay, good. Let's wait for the others. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your feedback. Good. Okay. Now, ito naman guys, verify the answer for your KGAR. Let's check if our KGAR is correct. Okay, because KGAR means you start with the sales at the start of the period, and then you let it grow by your KGAR, and then it should end exactly in 3850. Okay, so let's show that here. Let's verify. So CAGR, verify if indeed our CAGR is around 19.46. So we're going to start with 1890.52. Okay, and then we're going to let this grow by, so it's equal to this amount multiplied by 1 plus your KGAR. Okay. So it's the 2017 sales multiplied by the 1 plus the KGAR. Enter. Okay, let me just copy the format of this one. And then we copy the same formula to 2019, 2020, and finally 2021. Okay, there guys, take a look. How much will be our sales in 2021 if starting with 2017 at 1,890,532, we let it grow by the KGAR, which is 19.46%. Okay, you can see here, guys, that the sale ends in 3850, diba? Which is exactly the sales for 2021. So this proves, guys, that indeed our KGAR is equal to 19.46%, because the KGAR is that great growth rate which, when you apply to the first first figure, okay, up to your last figure, they should be the same. Okay, your last figure and your forecast using the KGAR for the last year should be the same. So indeed, they're the same, guys. Okay, so okay yung KGAR natin. Tama yung value ng KGAR natin. Okay, so let me pause for a while and let's see if you have any questions. If so far clear tayo dun sa pag-compute ng KGAR at saka yung pag-forecast using KGAR, and then also in proving that indeed this is the KGAR because the actual value is equal to your forecasted value using KGAR. Kindly please chat yes kung okay na yun. No? Waiting for the others, guys, to key in their responses. Okay, good. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, guys, your responses. So that means that you're there. That means you're able to follow along with the lesson. Okay, let's go here, guys. Let's go to, so before we go here to linear regression, we have now 3 values for your forecasted sales. Huh? Using your naive forecast, using the average growth rate, and using the CAGR. Okay, now there are other ways by which we can predict our sales. And one of the most common way also of predicting sales is using linear regression. May I ask, guys, if you have encountered linear regression in your past subject? I think you're required to take DSI Lytic or DSI MGTS. Okay, could you kindly chat, guys, if you have learned about linear regression? Because if so, guys, then I'll just breeze through this since you know them, you know it anyway. If not, then I'll be more deliberate in my discussion. Okay. Did you have already lessons on linear regression? Can you please chat? Sounds familiar, okay. Yes, sir, but I think I need a review. Okay, thank you, Ian. Okay, need review, okay. All right, thank you guys for your candor. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, so we'll be deliberate, guys, with our discussion on this. So ang objective natin is to forecast the sales using linear regression. So far, we have used naive forecast, we have used the average forecast and the CAGR in order to predict our sales for 2022. Okay. Of course, if you want to predict the sales up to 2024, okay, that's easily done because from 2022, you can also let it grow by the CAGR. So that means multiplying this again by 1 plus the CAGR until you reach 2024. So that would be a three-year forecast. Okay, so before we use the data tools of Excel in order to perform regression, let's first try to see our data. Let's analyze and see how our data behaves. So let's plot year at saka sales. Now it's important, guys, when you're plotting in Excel, ang nauuna dapat yung x-axis. No? So sa time series, because this is a time series, any data that's plotted with respect to time is called time series. So we have here a time series data. Okay, we're plotting year on the x-axis and sales on the y-axis. So let's copy this. Okay, let's highlight this because we want Excel to draw a plot. So insert here. Okay, and then under your insert you have charts. And let's use the scatter plot. Usually pag time series, guys. Okay, so pwedeng my line, but we don't want that. We'll just use the scatter plot without the marks there. Okay, and then I'll just bring this over here. Okay, so pause muna ako, guys. Feedback again, please, kung nakuha nyo na yung plot ng sales. Kindly chat yes na lang kung nakuha nyo na. Okay, good. Thank you. So let's modify our plot a bit. Kung i-represent ko to, guys, sa board, kunyari, mapapahiya tayo kasi imagine may year na 28 to 2018.5. So ayusin lang natin ng konti to give us a better appreciation. So let's click this. Format axis natin. Okay, tanggalin lang natin yung mga point something dyan. Okay, so nakikita natin dito, ang minimum natin is 2016.5. We don't want that, no? So wala namang, let's just make it yearly. Okay, so let's delete the 0.5 there. Si 2021, pwede natin gawing 2022, okay lang yan, no? Okay, And then yung units natin major 1 na. So if you check, okay na siya, no? Okay na from 2016 to 2022. So let me close this. And then we can just remove our grid lines, okay, plus para mas clear. Okay, so there you have a very simple plot, a scatter plot of your sales versus your time. Okay, now in your regression, you learned that in a linear regression, you establish the relationship between your x variable and then your y variable. So the first one of the requirement is that there should be a linear relationship between the variables. Okay, mukhang linear ba to? You think okay ba yung can we assume that there's a linear relationship between sales and time? Hindi naman siyang parabolic na opening upward or opening downward or opening to the right or opening to the left. Hindi naman, no? Hindi naman siya mukhang polynomial na may mga curves, no? So question guys, does the relationship between your sales and time look linear? Paki-chat please kung yes or no. Mukhang linear po sila guys. Some other responses? Okay, thank you. Yes, mukha naman silang linear guys, no? So I think we can estimate a line, no? Okay, ano ba yung crux ng linear regression? Ang linear regression guys is to establish a line relating your sales, your y variable which is sales in this case, and your x variable which is year in this case, no? So kung mukha naman linear yung relationship nila, of course hindi naman pwede maging perfect yan unless na talagang perfect sila na they will occur on the line, then okay na yan. Okay, of course there will be errors, there will be what we call residuals. But from the looks of it guys, visual na to, mukhang okay naman siya. So let's estimate the line first by clicking in one of the points here. So if you have this guys, click in one of the points here. And then you can use this add trend line. Yan. Pag add trend line nyo guys, tingnan nyo, nagkaroon ng line kagad dito, no? Now, the trend line options are either exponential, logarithmic, polynomial, etc. Okay, but we're going to use for our purposes linear kasi mukha naman linear siya, no? And then below, but you can have the line to forecast one period. That means 1 year ahead. And then please click display equation on chart and click display R squared on chart. Okay, so we have that, and then let's close this. Okay, ayusin lang natin ng konti itong regression line natin. Click natin. Tapos let's format it. Format, gawin kong okay. A solid line. Okay, and then say colored red. There. And then let me increase this. Okay, maybe change it to color blue. Okay, and then modify this Y, sales, X, year, and then just format this, Control-1, subscript. Tapos ito subscript din. Okay, so there guys, looks better. Okay, our equation looks better. So the equation of the line, this is called your regression line, is this one. This red one, And the equation is y sales is equal to 525,425x year minus a certain value, -1, and then followed by 9 decimal places to the right. Kaya kasi positive. Okay, so let's first answer these questions. Okay, ano tong guys? Ano tong 525,245 na yan? Can anyone identify what this 525,425 is? 525,245. Anyone, guys? Ano yung 525,245 na yan? Alala niyo guys, sa algebra nyo, may equation tayong ganito. Okay. Recall this basic equation ng isang line, di ba? Y is equal to mx plus b, where m is your slope and then b is your intercept. Okay? So this guys represents itong y is equal to 525,245 times x here minus this figure. That represents the equation of the line, okay, relating your sales with your year. So we can make use of this equation in order to forecast your sales. Because if you know the year, you can substitute the year here and then solve, push through, do the equation, okay, and then you get your y sales. Okay, so you can forecast your sales for 2022, for 2023, and then for 2024. That's what we need, diba? We're tasked to forecast the sales for 2022, 2023, and 2024 using regression. Okay, what's the meaning of 525,245? Anyone? Can anyone please explain the meaning of 525,245? What's the meaning of that? Yes, Ian. Thank you for raising your hand. Sige, please.
Sir, I'll try it. But like, it's the increase, sir, between the present year and the previous year, sir.
Okay. All right. So partly okay yan, no? I-clarify na lang natin, Ian, but you're correct, no? So 525,245 represents, okay, the increase in your sales for every 1 unit increase in your year. Okay, ulitin ko Ibig sabihin ng 525,245, if you increase year by 1, your sales will increase by 525,245. That's the slope, guys. That's the slope. If you recall, guys, yung slope, that's your rise over the run. No? So yung run natin yung year, yung rise natin yung sales. So if you increase the year by 1, then your sales will increase by 525,245. That's the meaning of your slope. Okay? Sayang hindi ko lang na Anyway, maglagay ako dito, Just even a crude, okay, even a crude drawing of this. Okay. And then insert ulit ako. Okay. All right. This guys is your slope, no? So ano ibig sabihin ng slope na to? Your run is 1, okay? And then your rise is 525,245. Yun ang ibig sabihin yan. For every increase by 1 in your year, your y increases by 525,245. So that's the meaning of your slope, 525,245. For every increase of 1 year, there's a corresponding increase of sales of 525,245. Okay, so that takes care of the slope, guys. Any questions with respect to the slope? Clear ba yun, guys? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, how about the intercept, guys? Itong -1 something na to. -1 and then we followed by 9 figures to the right. Unfortunately, hindi natin nakikita dito, no? So that's the disadvantage, guys, of using the yung ginamit natin kanina, yung add trend line, no? It's possibly hindi natin makikita kung anong tong figure na to. But don't fret guys because we can generate that easily. So that's the intercept. And how do we interpret the intercept? The intercept is the value of your Y, of your sales, when all your X are 0. Okay? So ibig sabihin, pag X is equal to 0 daw, then your Y sales is equal to this figure. Okay? It's -1 something. Now, of course, guys, we do not put much a pragmatic interpretation on your intercept. Kasi, pwede ba naman yung sales maging negative? Hindi pa pwede yun, di ba? So, wala siyang meaning, no? Tapos, pwede ba naman maging 0 yung year? Well, pwede kung meron talagang year na 0, no? 2021 na tayo, ibig sabihin, year 0 in Anno Domini yun, di ba? Parang after the death of Christ. Diba? Year 0 yon. So if this company has been existing during that time, then that makes sense. Pero hindi, of course, hindi. Kasi ang relevant range lang natin from 2017 up to 2021. Okay, yun na yung relevant range natin. So ito lang, relevant range. What do you mean by relevant range? When we computed for the slope and your intercept, the figures that we were getting was from 27 to 2021. Ibig sabihin guys, when we forecast your sales, you should not be too far away from this relevant range from 2017 to 2021. So it doesn't make sense guys to use this model to predict the sales for year 3000. Okay, take note of that, no? Bakit? Bakit hindi natin pwede magamit itong model na to predict 3000? Di ba pwede naman natin palitan yung X year ng 3000? Yes, mathematically, pwede natin palitan ng 3,000 to. However, guys, sabi ko nga, ang relevant range natin from 2017 lang to 2021. We don't know what will happen. That's around more than 100, around 80 years down the road sa year 3000. Hindi na natin alam kung ano mangyayari doon, guys. No? Kaya it doesn't make sense to use this model to predict sales that are very, very far away. They're forward or backward. No? Okay, kung 2022 lang naman, mukhang reasonable naman kasi 1 year ahead lang yan or 2 years ahead or even 3 years ahead. No? Okay, we can assume that the behavior of sales will be like that. Pero pag masyado ng malayo, no? Even 5 years could be a problem. Bakit? Why can't we use this for maybe 5 years, 6 years? Because especially if this company competes in an industry that's very dynamic. Ang dami nangyayari kunyari sa industriya na yun. Then it's so difficult to peg or to forecast sales 5 years, 6 years down the road. Mahirap mahirap mag-assume ng ganon. So usually ngayon ang mga forecast, mga 2 years, 3 years. 3 years nga medyo marami na eh. No? Dati, nagpo-forecast pa ng 10 years. Kasi medyo static yung dynamics ng environment, ng industry, ng market. Ngayon hindi na ganoon eh. Most of the industries, guys, very quick changing, very mercurial, very dynamic yung industry. No? Okay, so that takes care of the slope and the intercept. Meron pa ditong R squared, no? R squared. Okay, so all one, lagay ko lang dito na superscript siya. So this is what you call the coefficient of determination. Okay? Ano tong coefficient of determination na to? R squared. Okay? So the coefficient of determination tells us how many percent of the variation of your Y can be explained by your X. Okay? Ilan ba kaya ng variability? Kasi yung sales natin, di ba, very varied siya. Nagva-vary siya, no? Along this regression line, tingnan nyo. Nagbabago-bago siya, no? Okay? So ilan ang kayang i-explain ni X dun sa variation ni Y? The answer is 92%. Okay? So kaya i-explain ni X ng time natin 92% of the variability of your Y sales. So that's quite high, no? 92%. So paano yung 7.9%, 7.8%? Well, hindi kaya na year yon i-explain. So that could be explained by other variables. No? Other variables. But suffice it is to say, guys, itong 92% na to, the higher the coefficient of determination, the more powerful your model is. Pag mababa yung R-squared, guys, ibig sabihin nun, mababa yung capability ng variables natin, ng X variables natin, para i-explain yung Y natin, yung dependent variable Y natin. Okay? So, that being said, guys, we can now answer these questions. Okay, na-plot na natin yung ano natin, ano? Na-plot na natin. So, ang slope natin, sulat natin dito, 525, 245, di ba? Na-solve natin yung slope natin. Intercept naman natin is yung isa, no? Negative. Sulat ko lang dito, negative 1 plus, diba? Yan, no? Negative 1e. Negative 1e plus 0.9. Okay. Hindi lang nga lang natin muna alam kung ano, no? Wait. Ay, ba't ko linagyan ng equal? Huwag niyo lagyan ng equal, guys. Negative. Mali. Negative 1e. 1e plus 0.9. Mamaya explain natin kung ano yung number na yan. No? Okay. So that's our intercept. Okay. Alright, here we're asked to determine the slope using the function. Buti na lang, guys, may function ang Excel in order to compute for the slope, and it's equal to slope. So we can make use of this formula, slope. Okay. What does the slope give us? Returns the slope of the linear regression line. Okay, this is what we need, no? Linear kasi tayo, no? Linear regression line through the given data points. So let's see, slope. Okay, sabi known Y's, ang Y natin is sales sa lahat ng yan, comma, and then excess, yung year natin. Okay, that's it, guys. Control Enter. So 525, ba? Tama tayo, no? Okay, copy na lang natin to. Okay, lagyan ko lang na isang decimal place. There. So it's around 525,244.6. So pareho siya, no? Medyo na-round off nga lang itong na-generate through the diagram. Okay, and then the intercept, guys, same thing, copyhin ko itong known Y's and known X. Control C, copy natin yan. And then this is equal to intercept. There, intercept. Copy natin. Known Y's, known X, pareho din. And then, there. Tapos, let me just, okay. Copy natin yung format nito. Okay, there is it, guys. So, ito yung ano natin, intercept. Negative 1, 0.57744,581. Okay, we were able to identify it. Dito kasi hindi natin alam, ano? So dito, okay? So we were able to compute for the slope and the intercept. Therefore, pwede natin isolve kung ano natin, Y sales. The equation natin is equal to, okay, copying ko na lang 525, 244.60 times your X times X here. And that's minus, ano pa? Minus 1,057, 744,581. Okay. Gawin na lang natin itong i-subscript natin. And then also this one. Okay, there. Color natin. Okay. Some questions natin. What is the equation to describe hindi the slope, no? describe sales dapat. So that's the equation to describe sales. Y sales is equal to the slope times shear minus the intercept. Okay, let me pause for a while, guys. Let me pause to give you time to follow along. Kindly chat, please, kung if you got it. Okay, good. Good, thank you. So let's wait for a few more seconds for your classmates. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so how were we able to compute, guys, for the how were we able to compute for the linear regression, linear relationship between your sales and your year? Eh, di ba? Several ways that we did through number one, prinat natin, tas kinuha natin yung trend line ito. Ang disadvantage ito, guys, minsan hindi natin makukuha to, no? But you can, of course, you can also compute for the slope and the intercept. So here we use the slope and the intercept. And once we have the formula for the slope and the intercept, okay, then alam na natin, guys, yung equation. Kasi your y variable will simply be equal to your slope, di ba? Times your x variable plus the intercept itself. Okay, there's another way to do it, and I'm sure you did this already before in your other subjects, but let's just have a quick review of that. We're going to use the data analysis toolpath in Excel. Okay, so let me just put the results here in AA. So you go to data. So dapat may data analysis na kayo dito, no? Okay, just a quick question. Who among you does not have data analysis here? Meron ba? Meron bang may dito sa analyze? Is there any one of you who does not have data analysis here? Okay, none? Okay, good. So I'll assume that everyone, since there's no answer, I assume that everyone has data analysis here. Okay, so let's use data analysis toolpath. So data analysis, and then there are many toolpaths here, like ANOVA, correlation, covariance, descriptive stat, ES, exponential smoothing. What we're interested in is regression. So let's click regression. Okay. All right. So these are the parameters that's being asked of us. Okay. First, Y range natin. So our Y range, guys, is yung sales natin. So take note, I'm including the label. Okay, it's good to include labels para yung output natin, may pangalan talaga yung variable na yan. Kasi anyway, we have here the option to click yung labels, and automatically Excel will choose the label for that variable. The input Y, on the other hand, will be, ito yung Y natin, no? Ito, B3 hanggang B8. Sama din natin yung year label. Okay, and then labels. And then yung output, guys, linagay muna natin sa AA1 dito para pare-pareho yung position natin. Of course, you can put it in a new workbook or in a new worksheet. Okay, and then we can generate the residuals. Yung residuals, yung difference between the actual value and the and the predicted value using our model. Okay, we'll not discuss this because hindi naman to talaga part of this subject, yung at least yung residuals. But this one, we need this as a tool to forecast our sales. Say, let's click OK, and then we get this. Okay, so this is what you discussed before in your either DSI Lytic or your DSI MGTS. Okay, so let's just quickly look at what we have here. Kita nyo itong R squared, guys. Itong R squared, nakita nyo to. Ito yung kanina dun sa diagram natin. Ito, sa plot, no? 0.9212. Okay, 0.92%. It means that your independent variable X, your time, can explain your sales, the variability of your sales, 92% ang kaya niya explain. Yung 8-something%, yung around 8%, hindi niya kaya. No? Okay, ito multiple R, this is just the correlation between your time and your sales. Hindi na natin titignan yan. Okay, that's for another subject of yours. And then ito lang guys, ito. Ito. This one. So what's this one? Okay. Number. Sorry. Okay, so this is our intercept and this is our slope. Diba? Exactly what we were able to solve. Okay, intercept natin to, slope natin to. Okay, so going back to our objectives, nakalagay dito sa objective natin, determine if a variable is statistically significant in a regression analysis. Okay, so we can answer that now. So, di ba sinasabi natin kanina, we're using year in order to predict your sales, diba? So, is year a significant variable to explain or predict your sales? The answer is yes. Okay, saan natin tinitingnan yan guys? Sa p-value. Okay, so ang rule dyan guys, when the p is low, okay, sa stat, the null must go. Ibig sabihin, we're testing if year is a statistically significant predictor of your sales. So the usual rule is that we compare this with the level of significance. So ang tawag natin dito level of significance. A level of significance. Okay? So since 0.009 is less than 0.05, then we argue, we infer that year is a statistic, is an acceptable parameter or variable to explain or predict your sales. Since statistically significant yung 525, this one, 525, 244.6. Okay, statistically significant to. So pwede natin gamitin to. How about yung intercept na to? P-value is 0.009, also less than 0.05, then statistically significant din siya. However guys, just a caveat, yung intercept, whether its p-value is less than 0.05 or not, still the practice is we still use this in order to predict our dependent variable sales. Okay, so ito walang whether this is statistically significant or not, gagamitin pa rin natin itong intercept. Pero si year guys, yung dependent variable natin, pag hindi statistically significant yan, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yan sa equation natin. Okay? Ano equation yan? Ito. This equation. You know, may X year tayo dyan, di ba? So can we use X year guys in order to predict sales? Yes. Ano answer? How? Because year, our X variable year is statistically significant. So pwede natin gamitin si year in order to predict our sales. Okay? All right. So okay, so that leaves us with just this last discussion here. Okay. All right. So we can now predict guys our sales for 2022, 2023 and 2024. Three ways by which we can do this. Use the formula. use the trend function, or use the forecast.linear function. Okay, sige, gawin natin to, no? Okay, so maybe, okay, we can guys, yung series na to, if you recall this, pwede nating tawagin tong year. Ito pwede nating gamiting sales para mas madali, no? So I'm going to highlight this. Alala tong Control Shift F3, diba? Control Shift F3 allows us to use names. Okay, I'm saying here that yung 2017 hanggang 2021, I'll call it year. And yung sales is the name that I'll assign to these figures 180 hanggang 385. Okay. Para mas mabilis yung pag-model natin. Okay, so let's now forecast our sales. Okay, using the formula. So yung formula, ito guys, di ba? Ito. So it will be equal to, okay, lagyan din natin to ng pangalan guys. Like, let's give this the name slope. Slope. And let's give this the name also intercept. Intercept. Okay. So let's compute for the sales, projected sales in 2022. It's equal to slope times yung ano guys. Okay, it's the slope. So I'm going to use the the name slope. Slope times, what's my x? This is my x, diba? Slope times x, and then plus intercept. There, you have the intercept there. Okay, yun. So yung slope times whatever your x value is, plus the intercept, therefore you get this. Okay, copy na lang natin itong all right. 4299. Okay, compare natin dito, guys. So yung ano natin, yung using the average growth rate 4.6, tapos using CAGR 4.599 million. So mas conservative ng konti yung ano natin, yung regression 4299. So that's around 4.3 million. So that's our formula. And then we can easily copy this down. There. Okay, so forecasted sales for 2022, 2023, and 2024. Now take note, if we get the difference between 2023 and 2022, we get this one. Okay, also for 2024 and 2023, the difference is the same, 525244, which is the slope. Diba kasi nga ang sabi natin, for every 1 year increase in the year, your sales will increase by 525244.6. which is the slope, di ba? So yan, we were able to prove that indeed, nag-i-increase yung sales ng 525244 for every 1 year increase of 1 year. Okay, it's already time guys. May I have just 1 minute just to finish the trend and forecast linear? Pwede ba? Just a 1 minute extension if it's okay guys. Okay, thank you so much guys. Thank you. Okay, sige. So yung trend naman, simple lang to guys, is equal to trend. A trend. So ano ba yung known wise natin? Di ba alam natin yan, yung known wise natin, binigyan natin ng pangalan yan, di ba? Yung sales natin, di ba? So those are our known wise, comma, ano yung known x's natin? Binigyan din natin ng pangalan yan, yung year natin. There. Di ba? Known wise, known x's, and then new x. Ang new x natin 2022. There. Okay? So very easy to compute that because we gave those a name. Okay, so control enter. Copy na natin format nito. Okay, it should be the same guys. And then copy down. There. Exactly the same using the formula, using the trend function, and lastly, using the forecast linear. Forecast linear, ito. Eh, ganun din, no? Medyo na iba lang ano nito, yung syntax. Unang-una yung x. Our x is 2022. Our known wise is your sales, diba? Yun ang known wise natin, sales. Comma, known excess, that's your year. Kaya yung advantage guys pag gagamitin natin ng names, no? Mabilis ma-access. Okay, so that's our formula guys. Forecast.linear. Control enter. There you go. Okay, so that's it for today guys. Are there any questions? Any questions guys? Okay. For your assignment guys, next meeting, okay, pakigawa na nito okay, itong CAGR naman na to, itong cost of goods sold. Kindly predict the cost of goods sold, same thing as above, no? Okay, just follow the format, but I suggest guys that you work on this, use the formulas, okay? So that ma-enhance guys yung ano natin, yung understanding natin ng formulas natin. Okay? All right. So next meeting guys, we'll just compare this and then we'll have another extension of regression where we will try to regress cost of goods sold on sales. And then we will now go to forecasting the income statement and the balance sheet. Okay? Okay, so thank you so much, guys. If there are any questions, you may remain if you have questions. The rest, guys, salamat. Thank you so much. Let's call it a night. Keep safe, guys, and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir.
Salamat. Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
I just purchased the book yesterday po and I'm still waiting po for the access code po, sir.
Ganon. Sige,
Yes,
sige.
sir.
Pag nakuha mo na siya, no, kindly inform me kasi I'm going to open yung mga, so hindi mo pa na,
Sir.
yes.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll open the yung mga assignment
Yes,
to give you a chance also. Sige. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you
Sir,
po.
ako rin po, pasabay na rin po ako for
Okay,
the
sige. I'll open it to everybody para for those who were not able to acquire it, who just acquired it now, no?
Thank you, sir. God
Thank you,
bless
sir.
po.
God bless. Thank you. Ingat kayo guys, ha?
Sige po.
Okay, sige. Thank you.